Okay, since tomorrow we have a quiz in English, you have to revise worksheet 1 semester 2, which is about compound sentences. Okay, so now Ali Mrouwi, Ali Mrouwi, Ali Mrouwi. Okay, Kareem.
Yes.
Miss Kareem, do you know what is the simple sentence? Or
The
what?
simple sentence, it's one
One.
independent clause.
Excellent. It's one independent clause. So what does it contain? Or what does it include?
Contain one subject and one predicate.
One idea.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent, Karim. So the simple sentence is one independent clause. It has one complete subject, one complete predicate, one complete idea. Thank you, Karim. Mahdi. Mahdi?
Yes, miss.
What about the compound sentence? What is the compound sentence?
The compound sentence has two independent clauses, two subjects, two predicates, and two full ideas.
Okay, we can say not just two. We can have more than two independent clauses.
Yes.
Yes. So a compound.
Two or more.
Yes, excellent. So the compound sentence is made up of two or more independent clauses connected together in a certain way. So we might find more than one complete subject, more than one complete predicate, more than one complete idea. Thank you, Ya Mahdi. Thank you. I want Brahim. Brahim. Okay. Brahim.
Yes.
Yes, miss. طيب, Mahdi said that the compound sentence is two or more independent clauses connected together in a certain way. What are these ways that we use to connect independent clauses to make compound sentences? What are these ways?
We have conjunction.
A comma with a conjunction, a comma with a coordinating conjunction, or one of the fanboys. This is the first way. Either we use a comma with a coordinating conjunction. What is the second way? What do we use? Does anyone of you guys know? Can you help Brahim? Hala? Hala?
Semicolon.
Semicolon, excellent. So either we use a comma with a coordinating conjunction or we use a semicolon. Excellent. Semicolon, do we use a coordinating conjunction with a semicolon, ya Hala?
No.
No, for sure, at all. Yes, it works as a coordinating conjunction and a comma at the same time. Thank you, Hala. So guys, in brief, I repeat. The simple sentence is one independent clause. It has one complete subject, one complete predicate, one complete idea. So we call it simple. Okay? But when we have a compound sentence, we mean that we have two or more independent clauses joined together, either in one of two ways. Either with a comma and a coordinating conjunction, we mean one of the fanboys, or with a semicolon only. Semicolon only. And pay attention, after the semicolon, we have to write a small letter, except for the proper nouns and the subject pronoun I. Okay, طيب, there's still one question. I have the fanboys, we said. Fanboys. The fanboys are, let me share the lecture with you to revise the fanboys. Okay, what are the fanboys? The fanboys are and. We use and to add information. We use and to add information. We use but to show contrast, opposite ideas, not same ideas. We use or if we have two positive choices, two good choices that I have to choose one of them. So we have to use or. For if I'm going to show reason in the second sentence, so I have to use for. Nor. Whenever you have two choices, but they are negative, they didn't happen or they would not happen, so we have to use nor. Also, yet we can use it for contrast, like but. Yet is like but. We can use it for contrast. And so when you want to show result, okay? Guys, one more thing you have to pay attention is don't write a compound sentence with a fanboy without eczema, because if you write it without eczema, we're going to consider it wrong, because it will be considered run-on sentence. If you remember, I said that before. Even if you add a capital letter after the semicolon, also it would be considered a run-on sentence, because in the quiz tomorrow you might have a question to correct sentences with mistakes, like the one that you had in worksheet 1, okay? Let me remind you of it. Please, guys, revise worksheet 1 because it's very important. This is worksheet 1. In which question? Here, like in question D, we said that there is an error maybe in punctuation or capitalization. This is very important. You have to revise it. So, guys, please revise all worksheet 1, semester 2. This is for the quiz tomorrow. Okay, guys? Do you still have any questions about the quiz tomorrow? You know what you have to revise. Do you have any questions? Hassan, do you have any question? Hassan Mughniye? Do you have any question? Okay.
No.
No. Okay. So we can move to continue our lecture about simple present tense. So guys, please, again, I repeat in brief, the reading flip grid and the writing assignment should be submitted before Saturday night, okay? Because at night I'm going to close the responses. Tomorrow, don't forget your quiz for tomorrow, revise worksheet 1, semester 2 for the quiz tomorrow. Now it's time to continue with the simple present tense. We have to continue with our lecture that we started with it on Monday. Okay? Yeah. We said that we use, let me remind you, we said that we use the simple present tense when we want to talk about repeated actions that are like habits to us, we repeat them. Also, we use the simple present tense to mention facts, real information about ourselves, for example, or about someone else. I am an English teacher, so this is a fact. It's a real information. We use it also to talk about science and general truths related to nature. We use it for jokes and for the stative verbs, the verbs related to the mind, thinking, to the feelings, to the senses, to the appearance, for example. So all of these situations, in all of these situations, we have to use the simple present tense, okay? There are certain adverbs of frequency or time expressions that show me that the action is happening in the present, like always, generally, frequently, never, often, rarely, seldom, sometimes, usually, every day, every year, once a week, twice a year. So all of these are time expressions that we use to express actions in the present. One more thing you have to pay attention to is that adverbs of frequency, always, generally, frequently, often, usually, rarely, seldom. When we have an action verb, we write the adverb of frequency before the action verb. But when we have verb to be, we write the adverb of frequency after the verb to be. Okay, we write it after the verb to be. Hassan Mughni, rotate your screen, please. Rotate your screen and make it straight. So, how to form the verb? We talked about the formation of the verb in the simple present tense, the positive form. Who can remind me? Who can remind me of how to form Hassan Mughniye? Hassan? Hassan Mughniye? Hassan, can you tell me how we form the verb in the simple present tense?
How we find the verb in the simple past tense?
How do we write the verb in the simple present tense?
Just wait a second, miss.
You have to tell me. Do not flip with the pages. You have to remember and tell me because it's very easy. There is only one rule we have to follow.
very well because I'm wearing earphones.
So do you know? Do you remember? Okay. Does anyone else want to tell me? Zahra? 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 طيب Malak? Malak?
Yes.
Malak, how do we form the verb in the simple present tense?
Put
What do we put?
ed.
ed in the present? We put ed in the present?
No, لا
What?
لا es or s.
S or es. When? When do we add s or es to the verb? Based on what?
Based on the if the last letter is
First of all, we have to look at the subject. First of all, guys, we have to look at the subject. If the subject is singular, then we have to add s or es. But if the subject is a plural, we do not add anything to the verb. That's it. That's the rule. Simply. Okay? Simply. If the subject is a plural, then we do not add anything to the verb. But if the subject is singular, then I have to add s or es. Okay, Malak? Okay? Who entered with the name me? Please write your full name. I wasn't going to let you attend, but I want to know who are you. Please write your real name. Okay, guys. So we continue. When we want to form the verb in the simple present tense, we have to pay attention. Okay, it's Hani. Okay. No, Hassan, my internet connection is good. It's good. Okay, guys, let's continue. So, when guys, when we have a singular subject, then I have to add s or es to the verb. All the verbs take s. If it ends with o, sh, ch, s, ss, x, or z, then I have to add es. But if I have a plural subject, then I do not add anything to the verb. I keep it as it is. I keep it as it is. Hassan, you daily you tell me that my voice is like a robot, but your friends are hearing me very well. Maybe it's due to your internet connection. Okay? Maybe it's due to your internet connection. Thank you, Rasha. Okay, guys, I'm going to close. Yes, Kareem, that's right. In the past ed, in the simple present tense, if the subject is a plural, then we add nothing. But if it's singular, not simple, then we add s or es. Okay, great students. I'm very proud of you, all of you. Okay, guys. So let's continue now. We talked about how to form the verbs in the positive. Now let's move to the negative. What do we mean by negative? When we say negative, always remember the word not. When we say negative, remember the words not. Not. It didn't happen. So how do I form the verb in the negative in the simple present tense? Also based on the subject, if it's singular or plural. If the subject is a plural, then I have to use do not. If the subject is singular, then I have to use does not. Simply do not and does not. Do not and does not. Okay, so do not is for the plural subject, does not is for the singular subject. Okay, do not is for the plural subjects, does not is for the singular subjects. We use do not and does not with the action verbs. But if I have the verb to be in the present, which is am, is, or are, then I do not use does not or do not. I just say I am not, she is not, they are not. I just add not after the verb to be. But if I have action verb, then I have to use do not and does not. Examples: I do not, we do not, you do not, they do not. He doesn't, she doesn't, it doesn't. After don't and doesn't, and I have to write the verb in its base form. So if there is s added to the verb, when I use does not, I have to remove it. Examples: you don't speak Arabic. You don't, you see, you takes don't, speak, I didn't add anything to the verb, no s, Arabic. John, John is a singular subject, one John, one boy. So John must take does not. John does not speak, not speaks. So since does goes for the singular subject, so does likes to steal the s from the verb. Does steals the s from the verb. So that's why after does not, we have to write the verb in its base form with no s. We don't have time for a rest. It doesn't move. You see? Sorry, it doesn't move. So when I want to write the verb in the present in the negative form, I have to use do not or does not. Do not for the plural subjects and subject to pronoun I. Does not is for the singular subjects. And pay attention, we have to remove s from the verb when we use does not with the singular subject. Who can change the sentences from affirmative to negative now? Seniftuni. Seniftuni? Okay. Ali Mroui? Guys, I'm going to close the chat. Okay, Ali doesn't want to answer. I called your name, ya Ali Mroui, twice. Why don't you want to answer? Rena? Rena?
Yes.
Okay, can you change the first sentence from positive to negative, from affirmative to negative?
Ben doesn't study at the library.
Excellent. Ben is the subject. Ben is singular. So the singular subject takes doesn't. Ben doesn't. Since I wrote doesn't, then I have to write the verb in its base form. Ben doesn't study at the library. Excellent, Rena. Ben doesn't study at the library. Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Hani? Yes, Hani.
Can I?
Yes, number 2, yes.
They don't clean the bathroom. They.
Excellent. They is a plural. They is a plural, so the plural subject takes don't, and the verb in its base form. They don't clean the bathroom daily. Bravo. Excellent. So you see, simple and easy. And guys, please don't forget the punctuation marks at the end. So I think now that the negative form is clear for you. Thank you, Hani. Let's move now to the interrogative form, which is the questions. Interrogative, which is the questions. Now I want to form a question in the present. First of all, I have two types of questions, maybe yes, no question or WH word question. The yes, no question is when my answer is just yes or no. How do I form this verb? I have to use do or does. Again, repeat that do we use it with the plural subjects and subject to pronoun I, and does we use it with the singular subject. After I write do, I write the subject, do or does first, then I have to write the subject, then I have to write the verb in its base form. I do not add anything to the verb. Then if there is the rest, another part of the sentence, I have to write it at the end, a question mark at the end. The question mark is very important, and the capitalization at the beginning is very important. Example, does, sorry, just a second. Does he, then the subject, he. Since he is singular, we use does, then the subject, he. Play, then the verb play with no s. Computer games every evening, question mark. Do you study English every day? Question mark. Okay, so you see, the yes/no question is very simple and easy. You start with do or does, then the subject, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. But what if I want to use the WH word? Like what, where, when, why, who? What do? I just start with the WH word, then I use do or does, then I add the subject, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. So you see the same steps, but we start with the WH word. What, then do or does, then the subject, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. Example, where does she spend her free time, question mark. So you see, in yes/no question, we start with do or does, then subject, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. But with the WH word question, we have to use the WH word at the beginning, then does or do, then the subject, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. Okay? What if I have a verb to be in this sentence and I want to form yes/no question? I start with the verb to be. I do not use do or don't or does, sorry. I don't use do or does with the verb to be. I just start with the verb to be. Example, am I, are you, are they, are we with the rest of the sentence. Is he, is she, is it, with the rest of the sentence. Examples, are you at the club? Is she at the club? Am I at the club, for example? Okay? So it's simple and easy. Whenever you have a verb to be, then there is no need to use does or do. That's the rule. Let's form these sentences in the interrogative form, or let's make questions out of these words. Let's take Mahdi. Mahdi, can you?
Yes, ma'am. A question out of these three words.
Yes, if you want yes/no question, or if you want WH word question, it's okay.
Do you speak English?
Excellent, excellent. Do you speak English? That's right. Or I can ask you, when do you speak English? When do you speak English? I speak English during or in class. When do you speak English? Do you speak English? Both are correct questions. Thank you, Mahdi. Kareem? Kareem? Kareem?
Yes, miss.
Can you make a question out of the second group?
Yes, miss.
Yes, make a question, please.
Okay.
Yalla, can you make the question? Kareem?
Does he go home?
Does he go home? Excellent. Okay. And if you want to use when, we say, when does he go home? We can say, does he go home, for example, by bus? Or we can say, when does he go home? Or how does he go home? All of these are correct questions. Thank you, Kareem. Thank you. I want Zahra. Zahra. Miss, when you don't answer me, if there is a problem, you cannot unmute yourselves. Say something, do something, send me. But if you do not answer me, I would consider that you're not following up and you're not even watching this session. Selena? Selena? Now, okay, the last one, where they ride their bike. Where do they ride their bike? Where do they ride their bike? Okay, because we have to start with the WH word, where. Then we have to write do or
Where
the,
do they ride
their bike? Yes, they is the subject, it's a plural, so it must take do. Where do they, then the verb ride, then the rest of the sentence, their bike with a question mark at the end. Okay? So, okay, the explanation has finished. Let me tell you something, what you must do. So guys, for Saturday, you have the writing assignment and the flipped grid reading. Do not forget to do it. Then you have, I uploaded worksheet 2 on the application since Monday. You can start working on it. Let me show it to you. You can start working on it, please, guys, but don't be in a hurry because you have plenty of time and we have till next week to correct it. What does it include? What does the worksheet include? The worksheet includes 2 small questions related to the vocabulary words that we have covered last week. Related to your lesson, are electronic devices good for us? There are 3 comprehension questions, 1 related to the genre, 2 related to your lesson. And then you have 2 questions, 2 grammar questions. They are very important, okay? The phonics questions, the phonics lesson that we have covered last week, questions are found in the ISI booklet. I told you if you want, you can solve them in your booklet, okay? So please, guys, start working on Sunday, start working on this worksheet. You have till next Thursday to correct it together, okay? And please do not forget to submit the writing part. Guys, look how I divided the grade for the writing part. The organizer, you see this organizer, it has 2 points. Half for each idea, and they must be phrases, not complete sentences. Please pay attention, not complete sentences. Then the paragraph would be graded according to this. The ideas with no repetition. When you write an idea, there's no need to repeat it. When you repeat it, your paragraph will become boring and you will lose grades. You have 3 points for the ideas with no repetition. Mechanics, punctuation, capitalization, periods, commas, they have 1 point. The suitable tense, you have to use the simple present tense. When you use it correctly, then you take 1 point. The transition signals, like in addition, moreover, for example, the first advantage, the first disadvantage, the second, to add, okay? These have also 1 point. Organization, the form of the paragraph. If I see a part divided from the rest, then you will not take anything for the organization, okay? Please make it 1 paragraph, 1 full paragraph. The title has half. Also a good title with capitalized words, then you will take half, and the ending, the space at the beginning has half. Okay, guys? So I think that now everything is clear for you. What must you do for the weekend, for the assignments? But please, guys, the first thing you have to do is to revise for your quiz tomorrow. You have to revise for your quiz tomorrow. Let's start together by solving this exercise, exercise A of the worksheet. Let's take, who didn't participate today? Who hasn't? You all participated? Who hasn't participated? I think there are some students who have. Some students are leaving the meeting even. Are leaving the meeting. Brahim? Brahim?
Yes.
Meskan, let's solve exercise A together. Write the correct word next to its definition. Which word means facts and other kinds of information? Do you know which word means facts and other kinds of information?
Data.
Data, yes, or data, excellent. So the first one is data or data. Thank you, Brahim. Let's take Hala.
Yes, miss.
Second one. Can you read it, please, Hala? We still have 2 minutes, guys, and the time will end. Hala? طيب Malak? Malak?
Yes.
Can you read number 2?
A careful study of something.
Careful study of something.
Okay.
What is it? Which word means to study something carefully? Which word means to study something? You have a close look at it.
Oh,
Reflect
okay.
about it.
Analysis.
Analysis.
Ana-
Analysis. Okay, good. Thank you, Malak. It's analysis. That's right. عرفتيني?
Yes.
Number 3.
An opposing point of view.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
What is it? An opposing point of view. Two opposite ideas. Two opposite opinions.
point of view. Reasoning.
No, no, not reasoning. Opposing. They are opposite. Opposite.
Ah, Joba.
No, Matt. Opposite. Opposite opinion. Opposite opinion.
Can I see the words?
See the words if you have the word sheet.
Can I see the words?
Words, not words. Words, we say.
I don't have it.
Yes, it's in front of you.
Miss, I can't. I need to see the words because
You have part of the words in front.
I don't have.
You have 4 words. You have reasoning, drawbacks, data, counterpoint. You have side.
Counterpoint.
Yes, it's counterpoint. When you have opposite ideas, we mean counterpoint. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Counterpoint. Okay, again, we go back to Hala because she lost her connection. Hala, the last one before the time ends. To mention something as a two.
Advance.
No, show something as a proof. You give it as an evidence. As I say,